Dun, 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 dun. Handheld may still be the best way to play Pokemon. What's going on, guys and girls? It's Zach from SwitchFroce. Gabe is here, and we've now got confirmation that motion controls are not required in handheld play for Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee. You will be able to use the analog stick and press the A button to toss a Pokeball, which, one, is good for people that want to play this mostly portably, and two, makes me wonder why they couldn't get Pro Controller support to work for this thing.
Yeah, there's a lot of questions that need answering here, but first I'm going to answer the viewers' questions. No, we did not prepare that song. It kind of just randomly happened, and boom, magic. So just a little peek behind the curtain there.
But pika behind the curtain?
Yes, a pika behind the curtain. I don't know if you saw this. God, the tangents we are going on in this video are already so fun. Did you see the memes for the A Star Is Born where the Bradley Cooper character says, like, hey, turn around, and he says, I just wanted a Pikachu, and then like it shows a Detective Pikachu thing. Yep. Did you see those?
Very quality, very quality. All right, and enough of the memes. Let's get to the content here. No Pro Controller support, yet no motion controls in handheld. How do we explain this?
It makes no sense. I wanted to play this with the Pro Controller. I don't want to have to like fling a Joy-Con every time, and I'm going to have to because I got to like record footage. But if I didn't, I was going to say like, hey, handheld might still be the way to play this if you don't want to deal with those finicky motion controls. Because a lot of the reviews that I read, Zach, I don't know if you read any as well, they all say that the motion controls are not perfect and that they can be like a little finicky. The major problems I've seen from reviewers are the motion controls and the UI a little bit. And if we can eliminate one of those just by playing in handheld, that might still be the way to play.
Well, I'm just confused. If it was motion controls across the board, it's like, look, they want to really emphasize that this is a fusion of Go and traditional Pokemon, and they want to really make it approachable for beginner players and encourage that style. But the fact that you can do handheld normally, I mean, it makes logical sense. It would be weird to motion around with the Switch. But I just don't know why, if one of the features you're touting here is that it's the first time a traditional main Pokemon game is on a home console, why you wouldn't allow that experience to be the best possible. And for some players that don't want to motion it up, a Pro Controller would make this awesome. I think playing this that way, to me, would be the best way to play. You get to see it on a huge screen, looking super lavish, and get a really good controller. Instead, they have, for whatever reason, worked around that, which to me, it just feels like a way to guide / force players to do things and to enjoy this game in the way that they feel is best. Also, on maybe more of a slightly nefarious perspective, the Pokeball Plus. If a Pro Controller would be a great replacement for that, but if you have to use motion anyways, it makes the Pokeball Plus a lot more appealing, and that is an expensive accessory that they can sell alongside the cartridge.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say that's the reason. The Pokeball Plus, I hadn't thought of it because, when we saw this report that, hey, you can play handheld and not use motion at all, we automatically start wondering, hey, why can't we just use a Pro Controller?
Right.
And just a little bit of a deeper dive probably lets us know that the Pokeball Plus, maybe there are other reasons that we don't know about, but that one makes a whole lot of sense to me.
Yeah, and it's not a game that exclusively requires touchscreen. There's not... it's not exclusively requiring motion, so I think we may have figured that one out. A couple other points that have been noticed is that the Master Ball, in spite of still using the motion control scheme, will have a 100% capture rate, no matter how it's thrown, which is good to know. And the total number of Pokemon you can keep in your box has been increased to 1,000. So there are 1,000 opportunities, Gabe, for you to just have an entire army of Snorlax, since he is clearly the greatest way to stroll through these Kanto cities.
Yeah, I'm not even going to post that just because, spoilers and whatnot, but the way you ride Snorlax is phenomenal.
It's amazing. And we're not going to spoil that just in case you want to be surprised. It's pretty freaking cool. A couple more notes here. Party Pokemon are chosen from the list of Pokemon you have in your box. Pokemon are stored in the same data as the Pokemon you have in the box and are counted towards your Pokemon box limit. And then I thought this one was pretty interesting, confirming that you can have up to 8 save files for the game, which matches the 8 users allowed on the Switch, so everyone can have their own file, or you can have multiple files, however you want to do that. And they also further confirm the exclusive Pokemon, which is a pretty slim list this time around. It's been out there before, but we'll go over it once more. Let's Go Pikachu has Oddish, Gloom, Vileplume, Sandshrew, Sandslash, Growlithe, and Arcanine. exclusive to its version. And Let's Go Eevee has Bellsprout, Weeping Bell, Victory Bell, Vulpix, Ninetales, Meowth, and Persian exclusive to its version in case that adjusts any of your last-minute flippity-flop between the two partner Pokemon.
I win.
You win?
Yeah, I feel like Eevee has the superior Pokemon here.
Yeah, it would be very close, except the Meowth addition to me is pretty cool. I would rather have Meowth and Persian over Sandshrew and Sandslash, and honestly, I'd rather have Ninetales over Arcanine. I do like Oddish Gloom Vileplume. I'm glad I get the Droolimons over on my side of the Pokemon City, but they're not that huge a list, so you'll be able to get almost everything and then make some trades if you want to complete. Now that we know this about motion control, Gabe, obviously, like, recording aside and things for SwitchFroce aside, do you want to take advantage of the fact that this is the first home console Pokemon you can play on a 60-inch TV, or the fact that motion control is X'd out handheld, you don't have to use it? Does that lean you towards a portable playthrough?
Zach, for me, this game isn't so much about, like, Neo. Yeah, playing on the TV, like a huge TV. Like, yes, that's a new way to experience Pokemon, and it'd be cool, and I'm sure I'm going to play some of it like that. Mm-hmm. But this is a blast from the past in every sense of the word. And I joked about this a little bit on a previous video, but I fully intend to go sit on that St. Park bench. This is going to happen. It's pretty cold outside. It's like 45 degrees right now, so hopefully it gets a little warmer in the next few days. Once we get our hands on it, I'm gonna definitely make a trek to the park, and I'm gonna play through a little bit. The nostalgia is gonna hit me. I can already tell. I'm gonna tear up a little bit just talking about it here. But yeah, I think handheld might be how I play a lot of this once we take the SwitchFroce stuff out of the equation. Maybe playing from bed, something that I don't do enough on Nintendo Switch. Yeah, I think handheld still might be for me, especially because I don't have to do the motion control thing. If I can avoid it, I want to avoid the motion control at all costs.
For me, honestly, the little flicks are not that big of a problem. And while I probably honestly won't play with the Pokeball Plus that much outside of just testing it out, I still kind of want to play just like on a couch from home. I think that is a really cool new way to experience this. The game is beautiful, and I'm sure it'll look great on the Switch screen and taking it around. Like, yeah, I would like to play it like on the plane flight since I fly a lot. Like, that will be really great. But I am going to try to get some significant time in on a big screen and just see how those battles and just the whole experience, the gyms, everything feels from a much larger perspective. And Gabe, I hope that I'm glad that you picked Eevee, actually, because then you can use that bushy tail to keep you warm on the bench. I don't know that Pikachu, he can provide a lot, but warmth may not be one of his best qualities.
Well, Ash looks like a little burn when he gets electrocuted. I don't know. I mean, there's a different kind of warmth, I guess. But
oh, yeah, a very aggressive warm. That's not so bad. Yeah, we're starting to see a lot of details and a lot of things come out here. And, things have been data mined from Pokemon, and we're going to make sure that we don't give you any spoilers until the game is out there, and even then we'll try to be cautious of what's going on. But didn't want to call out that Snorlax picture, so that stays a surprise. And we've talked about how they've revealed a lot, so trying to keep a few of the more fun touches will be nice. I do also want to point out, I don't know if this has been shown, but now we've seen video of it. The Go Park, where you can take your Pokemon Go Pokemon and have them sort of in there. If you have 25 of the same species, you can play a game to get candies. And man, like, some of the opportunities to have 25 of a certain Pokemon all following you around is going to be really insane. I don't even know, Gabe, 25 Snorlax or 25 Charizard. Like, how is that even going to look?
Yeah, I have no idea, but we're talking about the Pokemon Go integration here, and I wanted to touch on that a little bit as well, just because there's exclusive Pokemon to each version, Zach. Mm-hmm. Maybe you don't want to go spend all the money. Maybe you don't have anyone to do any trade stuff with. Go catch them in Pokemon Go. Bring them into your game. That's a free way to get every single Pokemon in the Pokedex, right?
Yeah, including Meltan and Melmetal. You want to get those guys. You're going to have to be hunting in Go as well. So I asked you that earlier. I mean, you're going to go out for the park bench. Do you think you're going to go out and grab some multiple Pokemon so you can play this minigame?
Well, Bethesda has done a lot of good stuff for Switch, including telling me that I have a phone, don't I? So yeah. I'm going to have my phone with me at the time. So maybe while I'm at the park, I can catch some Pokemon and bring them in there. I don't know. Maybe I can have 25 of something. I have a bunch of Magikarp in Pokemon Go. I haven't played it in such a long time. So maybe...
What would you want 25 of?
Dude, 25 Snorlax, just so many of them.
It's just so huge. It's gonna break through the fences. I don't even know. Like, I feel like that's gonna break the game.
No,
I don't know.
I mean, honestly, 25 Eevee. That's what I want.
25 Eevee.
Yeah.
You can evolve everything.
Eevee.
Eevee? The
Eevee.
plural for Eevee? Interesting.
I'm funny.
You're quite funny. Yeah, I don't know that I'll be dipping back into Pokemon Go, but I'm trusting you to be our Metal, and Meltan mother. You need to be the surrogate for me to usher these into our world so that I can see how they play and
I don't know where I
fight.
would find those, but I will start walking around the cold streets to find them right now.
Sounds good. Let us know how you feel about, is Pokemon going to be the best handheld? Now that the motion is removed, are you going to move yourself more towards a portable playthrough, or does the allure of playing on a big screen TV and using those Joy-Con for some flicks and some flops, is that going to be your way? We'd love to hear from you in the comments down below, so give us your take. Also, if you want to pick out any of the other details we discussed in terms of Master Ball or Pokemon box size, exclusive Pokemon, get those thoughts down as well. In the meantime, make sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all the latest and greatest from the Switch and Pokemon Let's Go. We've got you covered. We'll have tons of content once these games hit eShop and store shelves. In the meantime, you can follow us on Twitter and Discord, links in the description below. And for myself and Gabe, a fantastic Pokemon-filled day. It's getting exciting. It's getting super close. And I can't wait till you all see how you ride Snorlax. For now, though, thanks so much. SwitchFroce out.